Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my very first Clean With Me video. I have been addicted to watching these videos on YouTube lately, so I figured I would throw my own little twist into this trend by doing a chit chat Clean With Me. I asked you guys on Instagram to send me some questions. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I will link it in the description below if you're interested in following me on that platform. I feel like that is the platform that I get to engage with you all the most. I'm constantly uploading stories, occasionally post. I just got into Reels, which are really fun. So again, I will link my Instagram in the description below if you are interested in following me on that platform. So I asked you guys to send me some questions to include in this video, and you guys sent me a bunch of awesome ones. So I'll be answering them throughout this video. Today, I'm just doing a super deep clean of the house. We haven't done this in quite some time. I don't want to say that we neglected our house because that is a very strong word. However, we have had some things going on in our lives that have been a little bit more important than tidying up the house. Biggest one being we actually moved our bedroom from the basement to the dining room. So we transformed the dining room into a master bedroom. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I have a whole video coming up with that whole entire transformation and the reason behind that. So just stay tuned for that. That has been taking up almost all of our energy. On top of that, we have a toddler at home and an infant. So we've just been very, very busy. I had a couple hours to myself this day and the day before, so I decided to do a deep clean. Okay, now onto the questions. Okay, question number one. I'm not going to be doing these questions in any specific order. I'm just going to be answering them in the order that I screenshotted them from Instagram as you guys were sending them in. So the first one that I screenshotted is, always support you, but curious as to why you didn't at least try to breastfeed with Ellie this time around. So this is a loaded question. So if you have been here for a while, you already know this answer because I've been very, very open about this on YouTube and on Instagram. But if you are new here, or you just happen to miss me talk about it, the reason why I am not breastfeeding this time around or even trying to do any sort of supplementing with breast milk this time around is because breastfeeding made me very depressed. I breastfed our son Landon for 10 months. We did supplement with formula from time to time, but I would say that he was about 80% breast milk and 20% formula, and those 10 months were probably the hardest 10 months of my entire life. You go through so much postpartum. If you are a mom, you already know all of the emotions that you go through with your hormones and just everything, and breastfeeding made it 10 times worse for me. The second that I decided to stop breastfeeding, a huge weight was just lifted off of my shoulders. Some people have no trouble at all breastfeeding. They just find it super simple and it just comes so naturally to them. I am not one of those people. For me, breastfeeding was so hard. It was such a feat for me, and I should have stopped way earlier. I should have stopped after like day 10, but I was just so stubborn, and part of me was saying, you have to make it to a year, you have to make it to a year, you have to make it to a year. And it was ridiculous because the second I stopped breastfeeding, I started enjoying motherhood 100 times more. Pumping for me is like a huge trigger, and I just didn't have a very big milk supply. My milk supply was very, very low, and I know that could have been so different the second time around. So for me, I had to power pump, and I had to go lactation consultants, and I had to do this, and I had to do that, and it was just a very miserable time. I know everybody says breastfeeding just helps you bond with your child so much more. I think it was the opposite. I've bonded with Landon. He's like my best friend. But I feel like anytime I had to breastfeed or I had to pump or I had to do anything in the realm of breastfeeding, I just got instant anxiety, and that does not help you to bond very well with your child. So yeah, I could easily write a novel on this topic and talk and talk and talk and talk about this for hours on end. However, I'll just end it with formula feeding makes me happy. Breastfeeding does not, so we decided right from the start that I would formula feed this time, and it has been a blessing. Question number 2, 3, 4, and probably 5 as well. Love your new master. Will you be putting doors on? Is your new home 2 baths? And do you have a new dining room? So again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, these questions might be a little confusing to you. So here's the long story short. I purchased this house about 7 years ago. Before I was even engaged, I moved in. I have a 2-bedroom house. I made 1 bedroom into my bedroom, another bedroom into the guest bedroom. Flash forward a couple years later, I got engaged, I got married, we had our first kids. So we turned the guest bedroom into Landon's bedroom. Flash forward a couple years later, we got pregnant with our second baby, Ellie. And we had no more bedrooms. We were going back and forth, and if we were just going to have the kids share a room, or we were going to take our room and turn it into Ellie's bedroom. And we decided that we were going to take our bedroom and turn it into Ellie's bedroom. But the problem is, like I said, we only have a 2-bedroom house. So we came up with the really smart idea, this is complete sarcasm, to move our bedroom into the basement. So we were in the basement for about 6 months, and it was the worst decision of my life. I have never been so miserable than living in the basement. It is so dark and dank. The air is so stale. I felt like I was sick all the time. I could not live that way any longer. So I was like, we need to figure something out. We don't really use the dining room that often. Why don't we take the dining room and turn it into a master bedroom? So we turned our dining room into a master bedroom. We're still kind of like in the process, as all of the furniture has not been delivered yet because it is back ordered, but our bed is up there and we're sleeping up there, and I am so much happier, like 200% happier. So now we don't have a dining room, so we decided that we're going to turn our breezeway into like a little dinette, not a full-blown dining room, but we're going to add like a little table and some nice chairs and kind of paint the walls to brighten it up a little bit. When we're talking about the dining room turned master bedroom, there are 2 doors that are connected to it. You will see in this video. The day that I was filming this is the day that the furniture actually got delivered, so you will see what it looks like bare and then how it looks towards the end of this video when we have the bed in there. But because technically it is a dining room and not a bedroom, we have 2 entryways into it where you could put doors to close the room off, but at this point we decided we're going to keep it doors off. A decision we will probably regret within a month, and then put doors on there. Our house, the way that it is like built, it is very closed off. We don't have an open floor plan whatsoever. This is the room that I'm talking about, by the way. This is the old dining room. We decluttered it, painted it, whole video coming up on the full transformation, and we're turning this into our quote-unquote master bedroom. This room has 2 entryways, and I just feel like if we add doors, it's going to close up our house so much. Our house already has 0 open floor plan, and I just feel like if we put 2 doors closing up that room, it is just going to like make the house feel cluttered, if that makes any sense. So I hope that that answered that question. And to answer the final part of that question, we have 2 full bathrooms in our house and 1 half bath in the basement. It's pretty much just a toilet and a sink. Question number 3. What is your favorite part of New England? Y'all, fall in New England is a dream. A dream come true. I live in Rhode Island, which is part of New England, and if you know anything about Rhode Island and you know anything about New England, you know that autumn in New England is like a whole different vibe. It is a mood all in itself. The colors, the foliage, the smells, the weather, the taste, just everything about it makes my heart so happy. I could never move anywhere where there weren't proper falls. I grew up having New England fall, and I just could never live my life without it. I actually just started getting into reels, and I feel like come autumn time, I really want, is autumn time a word? Come fall time, I want to start filming what to do in New England, specifically Rhode Island, because I live in Rhode Island, but Connecticut and Massachusetts is so close to us, and we have some of the most incredible spots to celebrate fall. So I think I'm hopefully, don't hold me to this, no promises, but a goal is to really highlight everything that there is to do in New England during the fall time on my reels. I'm really hoping that I can actually find the motivation to do that because it is just a dream. Question number 4, probably the question that I got the most. Like I said, I'm not doing these questions in any specific order, but I would say that this is the question that I got the most. Will I be going back into my classroom this fall? And the answer is yes, I will be going back to teaching this fall. We actually start in like the middle of August. What even is that? We have to start with our professional development and our orientation, and the students actually start in August. We usually don't start until September with the students, but the answer to that question is yes, I will be going back into my classroom this fall. I will be starting my 13th year. Let that sink in, Allison. 13th year. How is that possible? That is so wild to me. If you are new here, I teach 5th grade, specifically special ed. I am a special educator inside of an inclusion classroom. However, I work with the regular ed kids just as much as I work with the special ed kids. I am just responsible for all of the caseloads of the special ed students in my classroom. I love my job so much. I really think teaching is in a terrible place right now. I love my job as a teacher. I don't love the direction that classroom teachers are forced to go in right now. I am doing a dedicated video all about teaching coming soon. I keep getting asked to do it, but I just don't know how to like wrap all of my thoughts up into one video. I love teaching and I wish I could just teach. There are so many factors outside of teaching that are impacting classroom teachers right now, but again, I'll save all of that for a future video. All I know is when I am with my students actually just teaching and enjoying teaching in the moment, it is just the best. And I live by the quote, if you find something that you love to do, you'll never have to work another day in your life. I feel like the past 2-ish, 3 years, I've been going to work, and I hate saying that, but I'm looking forward to the time where hopefully, slowly but surely, teachers start having say in their classroom again, and we get to just make teaching about teaching, being there for the students and teaching. So yes, I am going back into my classroom this fall, starting my 13th year, and I just can't wait to be with my students again. I really wanted to take an extended maternity leave. With my son, I got 10 months off. With our daughter, I had 8 months off. I could have taken the 10 months, I could have taken 12 months, I could have taken 2 years. 8 months was perfect financially. We had saved up enough to do 8 months, and I would have loved to have 10 months like I had with my son Landon. However, if you know anything about teaching, those first couple of months are crucial for setting a standard for the year, and I didn't want to take 10 months because that would have meant that I had to start in like November, and I really want to be the one that is starting the year with my students. If you're a teacher, you already know how critical those first couple of months are, and I wanted to be the one that was setting that standard, not a sub. So yes, I will be going back very soon. Question number 5, I believe. Any advice to start a YouTube channel? I want to, but I am so scared. I feel that. It could be very, very scary to try something new, and this advice that I'm going to give is going to sound so cliche, but the best advice that I could give for starting a YouTube channel is just to start it. Just do it. Just go for it. Try it out. Just do it. If it is something that you think will make you happy, if it is something that you think that you want to try, just do it. I know that the platform is very different now than how it was when I first started, but here's my little story. I was a little small town girl teaching in a classroom, watching YouTube videos, thinking to myself, I really want to try this. I really want to do it. I could do what they are doing out there. I feel like this could be fun for me, so I just did it. I uploaded my very first video. I went to sleep, had the worst anxiety ever, didn't sleep, I don't even think like a minute, contemplated waking up and deleting my entire channel. I woke up and I checked YouTube and I had like 7 views on my video, and I was like, I made it. 7 people across the world watched this video that I posted. 7 people were here to see what I had to talk about. And over time, that number grew and grew and grew. And to be honest with you, I didn't have my first viral video on YouTube until about 3.5 years after I started my YouTube channel. I would say for a solid 3 years, I was getting anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 views per video, and then I had a couple of viral videos, and then I had a bunch of viral videos, and then flash forward 7, 8, 9, 10 years later, however long I've been on YouTube, I currently have 52 million views. That's insane to me. Like, what? 52 million? But I would have never gotten there if I decided, you know what, that's too scary for me. And it's not about views and it's not about numbers. Obviously, if you see my channel now, you would see how different it looks now than how it looked about 3 years ago when my channel was absolutely blowing up. But I haven't stopped because it is something that I enjoy. So I had a period where I first started where almost nobody watched my videos, and then everybody was watching my videos, and now I have much lower engagement than I did previously, but I have not stopped making videos because this is something that is really fun for me. It is an outlet for me. It is something that I truly enjoy, and until I stop enjoying it, I'm going to continue making videos, whether 2 people watch my videos or 2 million people watch my videos. So my best advice would be just to try it out. If it is something that you fall in love with, that's awesome. You found a great hobby. And if you decide down the road it's not for me, well, at least you tried. Next question. This one hits hard a little bit. The question is, do you struggle with imposter syndrome in any of your roles as a mama, as a wife, as a teacher, as a creator? The short end of this would be mostly no. I would say that I am a pretty confident person in what I am. I know what I am, I know what I'm not, and I'm very confident in myself. I don't feel like I really struggle with imposter syndrome as a whole. I definitely feel like I get inspiration in all of my roles, whether it be inspiration as a mother, inspiration as a wife, inspiration as a teacher, inspiration as a creator, from all different like walks of life, whether they are people on the internet that I've never met before or people that are in my personal life that I'm very inspired by. I would get inspiration from them, but I don't feel like I try to transform into that specific person or that specific idea. I do like to get inspiration from people and kind of put my own like twist and spin on it and find what truly works for me. However, if we are being real here, I have been struggling a little bit lately, and I don't know if a struggle is comparable to imposter syndrome, but I think imposter syndrome definitely influences this struggle a little bit. I've been struggling with my body image for the past couple of months, and I do understand that I did just have a baby, and I totally get that. When Ellie turned about 3 months, we had, well, by we, I mean me, I had an IUD put in. We know personally our goal and our dream is to only have 2 kids. We really don't want any more kids, so I want something that is safe and effective, and from all the research that I've done and all the midwives that I have talked to, IUD is like 99.999% effective against pregnancy. So I got an IUD put in, and it's been terrible. I went through like a huge wave of emotions after getting the IUD in. After that kind of subsided and passed, I realized that I have been the most bloated I have ever been in my entire life. So my diet has not changed. I've been working out actually more than normally because I feel like myself again after pregnancy, and obviously you're not like working out a ton the first 2 months after you have a baby or the first 3 months, but after I hit that like 3-month mark, I started incorporating working out again. I've been running, I've been walking, I've been doing like exercises, I've been very active. My diet hasn't changed. I've been eating healthy. I've also been treating myself like I always have, but I have just been so bloated. Like, I've never been bloated like this in my entire life. No matter what I do, I've been bloated. I've been feeling crampy. I've been talking to my midwife, and they usually say like about 6 months is when everything should subside. So I'm kind of just holding on for a couple more months because I think it's been 4 months now that I've had this IUD in. Maybe you could let me know if it's not too personal, if you have an IUD in and you had any of these same symptoms, but I'm not loving it, to be quite honest with you, and I just feel like I have puffed up in every single aspect of my body, not just bloated in like my stomach, but I feel like my legs have looked bigger, my face looks puffier, and I really don't know. I can't like completely pinpoint it to be the IUD, but I'm pretty positive it's because of the IUD. So yeah, with feeling a little self-conscious about my body, when you go online and you see all of these beautiful bodies and every body is beautiful, don't get me wrong, every single body is beautiful, but you get what I'm saying, when you go online and you just see all of these like bodies that you might be striving for, it might kind of get in your head a little bit. So I've never really had imposter syndrome before, but I do feel like I am yearning to look a certain way because I'm not happy with my body right now, and sometimes going online isn't always the most helpful when I see all of these bodies that I might want for myself. I don't really know how to answer that without being like politically incorrect, but yes, I've been struggling a little bit with my body image, and I'm hoping at the 6-month mark the bloat has just kind of like gone away. And if it doesn't and I still feel like bloated, it's one thing to look bloated, I feel bloated. Like I feel every day like I've eaten a 10-course meal and I might have just had like a smoothie. Like I'll have a smoothie and I just feel ugh inside. So it's one thing to feel like you look bloated, it's another thing to feel like you feel bloated and look bloated. So it's kind of like a double whammy for me right now. So at the 6-month mark of having my IUD put in, if I'm still feeling this way emotionally, physically, and mentally with the way that I look and with my body image, I'm just getting the IUD put out. And Adam and I already talked about other forms of birth control and other ways to be safe that are a little bit more permanent, if you get what I'm putting down. I love this question. What do you hope to have in your dream house? Anything that is a must. I have a laundry list of things that I want in my next house, whenever that may be, whether we are buying, building, renovating the house that we are in now. I have a list of things that they're non-negotiable to me. These are things that I have to have in my next house because I deserve it and I've been working so hard to make this dream a reality. So here we go. No specific order. The number one thing, as I just said, no specific order, but one of the number one things that I want in this next living arrangement that we end up in is a dream hosting farmhouse kitchen, like a big open kitchen, a nice white rustic kitchen. I can't wait for it. I want one of those like claw foot tubs. I really want a porch so badly. I want an actual bedroom. Too soon, but I want an actual bedroom, not a dining room turned into a bedroom. I want like a legitimate bedroom. I would love to have a 3-bedroom house, so that's definitely on the list. What else do I want? I want open floor plan, absolutely. I want a cute little deck to have like outdoor parties and stuff. I think those are like my main things. Adam's only desire, his only wish is to have a 2-car garage. So we have to have a 2-car garage in this next house because that's literally all he wants. Oh, and I need to have a playroom, a designed room, like a special room just for the playroom, because we have that in our house right now. It's the smallest room in the entire house, but it is the most utilized room in the entire house, and I just love that room so much. So I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of things that I really, really want, but those are like all of the ones that are at the top of my list. I would fly right over this question because I kind of already answered it in this video, but this is another question that I received so many times. How many kids do you want? The answer to that question is 2. We've always wanted 2. At one point we wanted 3, then we decided after having Landon we wanted 2. We were very, very blessed enough to get pregnant again. Now we have our 2 beautiful babies, 1 boy, 1 girl, the American dream. We are so happy and so in love with our family, and we are so content with 2 kids. A very magical question indeed. Tell us more about your upcoming Disney trip. So, y'all, I'm so excited. Nothing is set in stone yet, but I think I'm going to Disney for a couple of days in September, like a long weekend in September, and I'm going on a solo trip, and I've always wanted to do a solo trip since forever. I'm going to meet up with a friend down there, and we're just going to have a magical adult trip, and you can hate on Disney adults all you want. I am going to be the most Disney adult there has ever been for that long weekend, and I cannot wait. So once things kind of like get rolling and the ball gets rolling a little bit more, I'm going to update you guys a lot more on Instagram mostly, and then probably in a YouTube video, but everything is pretty much up in the air right now. My goal is to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge because I haven't been on a vacation, like a legitimate vacation, in so long, and I want to treat myself. And Animal Kingdom Lodge is a bucket list item for me, as well as a solo Disney trip. So I feel like I'll be killing two birds with one stone by going on a solo Disney trip, meeting up with a friend, and staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Like, what? So much pixie dust and so much magic all around. So yes, I'm really pumped and I can't wait. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to jinx it, but once the ball starts to get rolling and I actually book things, I will be updating you guys a little bit more. Before I jump into the next question, can we just take a moment for this bed? I love it so much. The bed frame is just beautiful. The mattress, everything else is on back order right now, and it will hopefully be coming in end of July, early August, but I don't even care. The bed is in there and it is a full-blown vibe. I can't wait to decorate this room and film the full transformation, but for now I am just absolutely smitten by this bedroom. Okay, next question, and probably last question because I think I have like 4 more minutes left in this video. What is the highlight of your YouTube career? The highlight of my YouTube career was just being this little small town girl teaching and loving Disney, uploading Disney content, and then having Disney reach out to me to go on a PR trip. When I tell you this was the trip of a lifetime, it was the trip of a lifetime. They hosted us at Grand Floridian, which, if you know anything about Disney, is like one of the most exclusive hotels on property. We had a tour guide every single day. We basically skipped every single line. They gave us like a budget where we could actually purchase things. They paid for all of the food. They took us to all of the up and coming trending places. They paid for our airfare. We got to bring a friend or two if we wanted to. They gave us backstage tours where we got to go like behind the scenes. It was the trip of a lifetime, and all we had to do was create content. I still to this day can't even believe that I was ever put in that position. Like, who even does that? I got to experience that, and that was definitely one of the highlights of my YouTube career. Wow. It was honestly just wow. Oh, wow. I daydream about that trip at least once a month. So if you happen to be in the Disney PR realm and you're looking for a content creator to go on another PR trip, I'm your girl. So that is going to be it for today's video. If you like these types of videos, please give this video a big thumbs up. How many times can I say a video or videos in one sentence? Also, if you like home reno videos / room tour videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel, as I hope to film a bunch of content in the near future, turning our breezeway into a little dinette, turning our dining room into our master bedroom, and turning this basement into a entertainment meets play space. Thank you all so much again from the bottom of my heart for being here, watching my videos, engaging with me, supporting me in any way, shape, or form. It means so much to me, and it does not go unnoticed. I hope that you're all having an absolutely beautiful day, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. Bye, friends.